is under advanced, you can say. No, this is not basic, this is intermediate to advanced, you can say. So we are talking about these six functions which is very important. I guess you most of you are aware with this, with the name at least. One is count if, another is count ifs, sum if, sum ifs, average if, average ifs. How many of you are aware with this function? How many of you are using this? Any of you? Ankit? Ankit?
No, sir. No, no,
No,
no, no.
no,
But
no.
we are. I have seen this type of formula in our Excel.
Exactly, because this is very important function actually. Ritnakar, are you sir aware with this?
Yes, we are aware of this somewhat.
Somewhat. Okay, no problem. So we can understand the logic behind this function. This is all under logical function. These are logical function. See, for these functions, we have to just understand a very simple logic. If you have only one criteria is there, then you can use count if or sum if or average if. There is a if is there. There is a if is there. And if you have more than or equal to one criteria, then you can use count if, sum ifs and average ifs. So that means if you are aware with these functions, these three, then we can do the same work which is through count if. We can do through count ifs also. All six are important, but if we have only three, even that we can do, because you can either solve your problem through count ifs, whether they are one criteria or more than one criteria. Question is कि what is criteria? Here is a simple one logic here. If you understand this logic, then your every logic will work. So one term is called range and another term is called criteria. So these function based on range and criteria. If you understand the range and criteria, then you can easily understand these six functions. Suppose we have salesperson name. With the name, we have a data having huge numbers or huge data, that can be 1000, 10,000, lakhs, 10 lakhs, any number of data you have. We have a data having name is there. Again, there is a city, so city is there. So we have city list. So in our data there is a name column, another is city column, another is product column, and another is sales amount or sales column. So that is numerical data. So we have a database which contains name, city, product and sales. See, if you are talking about range comma criteria, so what is the range and what is the criteria? So name is a range where Priti is a criteria. Name is a range where Sunil is a criteria. That means if you are counting something, if you are finding something in a particular range, in a particular data, so that is called criteria. If I ask you total number of Priti in this record, so this area is range and Priti is criteria. If I am talking about city, so city is a range and Mumbai is a criteria. Product is range, any of the product is your criteria. Sales is range, if I am asking about more than 8,000, so that is the criteria. So I guess you are aware with this tricky point, what is the range and what is the criteria. My question is, count number of records. We have to count number of records if name equals to Brajesh. That means simply I am asking you how many data we have having their name Brajesh there. So how many sales data we have of Brajesh. So Brajesh is a criteria and range is name. So you have to find Brajesh in name range. So easily you can do it. You have to start with count if. If means logic. So they are asking about range comma criteria. So what is the range? To name is the range. And what is the criteria? Brajesh is criteria. So just you have to click here Brajesh and close the bracket. You will get the answer. You have 32 records of Brajesh. Is it clear now? How count if function we can use?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
So I'll just ask you few questions.
Right.
If product equals to Oppo, if product is Oppo, so how we can do this? Equals to count if, what will be the range? Anyone?
Product.
Product is the range. And what is the criteria? Oppo. So you have to just select Oppo and just close bracket. You will get the answer. We have 33 records of Oppo. That means we have sold 33 product which is Oppo.
ब्रजेश जी तो ये क्लिक करने से रेंज सेलेक्ट हो जाता है
वैल्यू सेलेक्ट हो जाता है, रेंज सेलेक्ट हो जाता है. यस, द सेम एक क्वेश्चन और ले लेते हैं. सो इफ सेल्स इज ग्रेटर देन 5,000, so in this case what you have to find, how many cells which is more than 5,000. This cells is more than 5,000. Again this is not, and this is again, this is not, again this is, so something like that. You have to find total number of records which is more than 5,000. So how you can do this? So you have to write count if, range is there, and how you can write more than 5,000? Just under double quotation you have to write this. So this is the answer. We have 223 records which is more than 5,000. Again we have question, how many cells which is less than 3000. Same way, count if count if count if range means this is the range, and we have to just put less than 3000 here. So you will get the answer. We have only 77 records which is less than 3000. There is another way. If I am asking about how many cells in Delhi, how many cells in Delhi means count the record if city equals to Delhi. Okay, so how we can do this? Equals to count if, you have to select your range, and then instead of clicking we can click and we will get the data. But if you have a huge data and you are not able to find that name in your list here, so directly you can write Delhi under double bracket, double inverted comma. So this is the another way. Either you can click or you can just write the name under double quotation. So you will get the answer. So we have 74 cells in Delhi. So this is very basic thing that you have to understand, which is called count if. So now my question is from your side. So question is, count number of records if city equals to Delhi and product equals to Apple. That means here we have two criteria. This is not based on only product or only city, based on more than one criteria. How many cells are there in the Delhi where product is Apple? Then you have to use count ifs. Why s? Because we have more than one criteria. So in this case, see, they are asking about the criteria range 1. So first range is city and their criteria 1. So that is Delhi. So first range, first criteria is done. Now come to the second range, criteria range 2. That means product is second range and the criteria Apple. You have to find the Apple anywhere. This is the answer. We have only 6 records where the city was Delhi and product was Apple. So this is called count ifs kind of thing. So same way you have to answer if city is Patna and product is Samsung. So you have to answer from your side. Just I'll tell you the name. Manish Rana. Sir बताएं.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Please tell me the answer.
Is equal to count if
Count
ifs
ifs. Yes, because we have
multiple
multiple criteria.
is
Then
equal to count ifs, then the selected criteria, which is city.
this is not criteria,
Range,
sir.
range,
This is
range.
criteria range. Yes. So criteria range is city. Hold the data of city, and then
And
Patna.
then product is equal to
no.
Samsung.
After criteria range, you have to find the criteria. No? Under
then
city, what you have to find? You have to find
Patna.
Patna. So after selecting this, you have to give the criteria, so which is Patna.
Patna.
Then there is another criteria range, which is product, and then you have to give the product
Select
name also.
product.
So that is
Samsung.
Samsung. So this is the answer. So we have 7 records. We have sold 7 Samsung in the city Patna. This is the answer. The same way you have to answer the next question, and this time product is Oppo and
One more thing.
name equals to Brajesh. So this time Rehan, can you try?
Yes. Count ifs function.
Count ifs.
Then start first bracket. Then range will be name.
Name, very good.
And then select Brajesh.
Very nice.
And then comma. Then product range. Range is product.
Product range.
And
yes.
select Oppo.
Oppo.
And-
Very good.
And and close bracket.
Very good. So we don't have any record. That means Brajesh not sold any Oppo mobile or Oppo product. If I am writing here Oppo, that means I am just correcting my data with one name Brajesh and one Oppo, then you will get the answer 1. If there is a no
जी,
data,
जी।
yes.
जी ये सब चीजें तो फिल्टर करके भी निकाल सकते हैं, तो डाटा फिल्टर में इसमें क्या डिफरेंस आएगा?
सर बिल्कुल करेक्ट है, बट फिल्टर की बात मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, क्योंकि जब आप डैशबोर्ड बनाएंगे ना तो डैशबोर्ड में फिल्टर तो लगाएंगे नहीं। जब हमें मान लो कि कुछ ऐसा हो कि मैं लिख दूं ओप्पो की कितनी सेल हुई है पटना में, तो आप वहाँ पे ओप्पो लिखेंगे और पटना लिखेंगे, वहाँ तो फिल्टर लगाने नहीं जाएंगे। बेसिकली क्या करना है कि हमें एंड ऑफ द डे एक डैशबोर्ड तक पहुँचना है। तो डैशबोर्ड तक पहुँचने के लिए हम लोग इस तरह के फंक्शंस को यूज करेंगे। फिल्टर इज़ वेरी गुड ऑप्शन, वी कैन डू थ्रू फिल्टर, बट क्यों? क्योंकि हमें चाहिए इस तरह का फंक्शंस और फॉर्मूला, तभी आप डैशबोर्ड तक बना पाएंगे, क्योंकि फिल्टर से तो हो ही जाएगा। यहाँ फिल्टर लगा के हम सर्च कर लेंगे कि कितना मुंबई की सेल है, कितना पटना की सेल है, कितना मोर देन 3000 है, कितना कम है, राइट सर? सो दिस इज सिंपल वर्क दैट वी कैन डू, और इवन यू आर डूइंग, बट वी हैव टू थिंक मोर कि अगर हमें एक पूरा डैशबोर्ड बनाना है कि मैं यहाँ ओप्पो लिख दूँ और हमें पता चल जाए कि पटना में ओप्पो की कितनी सेल हुई है, तो मैं लिखूँ और हमें एक रिपोर्ट बन के या दिख जाए कि 17 सेल हुई है या 7 सेल हुई है या सेल नहीं हुई है। सो दैट इज वाई वी विल लर्न दिस एंड वी आर लर्निंग दिस। क्लियर है? क्लियर है?
थोड़ा सा
नहीं, थोड़ा सा नहीं, क्लियर है। सो एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि अपनी जो आपकी लिमिट्स है उस लिमिट्स के बियॉन्ड जाना जरूरी होता है, तभी आप बड़े लेवल पे एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं। अभी तक हमने क्या किया है कि फिल्टर लगाया है कि कुछ चीज़ें पता करना कि एप्पल कितनी सेल हुआ, फिल्टर लगा लिया, वो तो सब कोई जानता है। आपको वो चीज़ें सीखना है जो बहुत कम लोग जानते हैं। सो अंडर दिस ट्रेनिंग यू विल लर्न दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स ऑल्सो। तो दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन count if and count ifs. The same way we have data, same data, but question is this time we are not going to find total number of record, but this time we have to find the cells, total cells based analysis. How we can do this? If anybody will ask you about tell me the total cells, so that is the simple answer, sum of cells is your answer, that is total cells. Am I right?
Yeah.
If anybody is asking you about the total cells, that means sum of cells is total cells, that's it. But if I am asking you the total cells, that means sum of cells if name equal to Brajesh. In Hindi we can say कि ब्रजेश की टोटल सेल्स बताओ कितने की है. In English sum of cells if name equals to Brajesh. So how we can find this? So we have only one logic. So here we have to use sum if. They are asking about the range. That means you have to put the name range. Under name range, you have to select the criteria, which is Brajesh. And the question is, you have to just get a sum of the data. Which data you are going to sum? We are going to sum of sales. If we have multiple data like cost is there, salary is there, MRP is there, profit is there, loss is there, you have to just think on the question. They are asking about the which data that you have to sum. So there is a simple data, sum of sales. That means you have to sum the range. Sum range is always numerical value. So this is the answer. If I am asking about sum of sales if product is Oppo, that means total sum of sales of Oppo. How you can find? Same, sum if range is product. Under product range you have to find the Oppo. So this is the Oppo, and what you are going to sum? You are going to sum the sales. So this is the answer. The same way you have to answer. If I'll tell you sum the total of value, sales value, which is greater than 5,000. How we can do this? Same way, sum if. So what is the range? Anyone can tell what is the range for this question?
Sales.
Yes, this time we have range, sales, and criteria is there. So that is greater than 5,000. And then sum range is again this. So you can either put this or you can avoid. Even that you will get the answer. If you put this, then you will get the answer. If you avoid this, because your range and criteria both are in the same range, so if you just avoid it, skip, then even that you will get the answer. The same.
One more question.
Yes, please tell me.
Suppose if there is 15 15 row, 15 number row is blank, and 18 number row is blank, then will this formula will work?
Yes, that will work. That will work. So
Whole
if
whole
data
of
is
the-
not there, if data is not there, so they will just judge which is filled data, which is so.
Whole of the 13 and 15 number row is whole of the 9 number and
Even that,
13 number.
even that will work. Even that with that will work.
Even in this situation, it will work.
Yes, that will work. Because you are talking about this range including data and blank. That is why this will work.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same way we can go for two kinds of thing. Sum of sales, you have to sum the range of sales, but criteria, city should be Delhi and product should be Apple. That means there are two criteria here in this case. So there is a sum ifs. Under same sum ifs, you can see if you use sum if, then sum range is end of the date, end of the syntax. But under sum ifs, you have to put sum range in the beginning. So you have to follow the rule. If you are using sum ifs, you have to use sum range first. So sum of range is sales. This is the range, and they are asking about the first criteria range, which is city. Under this, their Delhi is the criteria, Again, criteria range 2 is product and criteria 2 is apple. So this way you can answer. So can you just, one of you can just try this. I'll just tell you the name. Jessica. Jessica?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you just do it?
So
This is the question. This is the
yeah.
question.
So
Yeah.
equal to, equal sign, then sum if,
Some ifs. Very good.
then city.
No.
The range will be
Sum range will be always numerical because you are going to sum something. You are adding something. So
Okay.
question is sum of cells. So sum range is always numerical and that should be cells.
sales. Okay.
Okay. Then you can follow the next step.
Okay. Then it will be city,
Great.
then Patna,
That Patna.
then product,
Then product.
then Samsung.
Very good. So this is the answer.
Yeah.
The same way, if there is another question, again from you only, Jessica. Can you do it again, once again?
Yeah. So sum if,
Some ifs.
name.
Value.
Same.
Sum range will be the sales.
Yes, if you are going to sum something, that means sum range.
Yeah.
Yes, this
Sales.
is D. Cells.
Then name,
Name,
then Rajesh,
Rajesh.
then product list,
Product list.
then Oppo.
Oh, this is right. Yes. So just you have to follow the syntax. If you are very good in syntax, after 15 days you can answer. If you just remember things or rectification kind of thing, then you can't. So always try to understand the logic. Always try to follow the syntax. Definitely we can get the answer. So this is all about today's session. In the next class, we'll talk about average if and average ifs, along with the refreshment on count if, sum ifs, and other basic function. If you will stuck somewhere, if you have any question, then we will discuss on the next class on Monday. So
Brijesh, I was just wondering that, Monday is the beginning of the week, and so can we start 30 minutes later? Is it possible?
see, sir, this is not possible. Before my acceptance, you have to just check your team or your administration. If they allow, then I can adjust myself. I can adjust, but this all depend upon your, like, because this is fixed 9 to 11. If you go for 9:30 something, then you have to just talk to your management. If they are okay, I want a written mail on this, then we can go ahead. I can manage myself.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
just wondering, as in, how other participants feel. What do they think? Will that make it easier, more focused? Jessica?
Yes, sir. So, so this is, sir, the training is really nice, and if you think about changing a little bit time, so that will be great. I think 9:30 would be great for me also.
Just you have to talk to your management. If management allow, just tell. So one is there. She's in HR, and one more person is there. So if I get email on this, then definitely we can start from 9:30
I
instead
just
of 9.
wanted to check with my fellow learners.
Exactly,
Sure.
exactly.
Do they have any problem with the timing, or do they think 9 is good?
Yes, 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 yes.
So we'll check internally, sir.
Yes, yes, you can check internally, and if you get the things, okay, this is okay, then we can go ahead with the 9. If you want to change, I want a mail from the corporate office, so then we can go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, all. So
Thank
keep practicing. This is my one request, because gradually we can move in advance. So practice is very important. So do practice, and do practice. This is the mool mantra.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, sir.